the Galen Center on Big Ten Plus. Coming up next. Lights are dark at the Galen Center. Getting ready to go for first serve here in a few moments. Before we get into today's matchup between the Spartans and the Trojans, let's take a quick look at the AVCA top 20. First, looking at that top half, you see USC sitting at number 5. Their rivals, though, UCLA at 1. That's always a fun matchup to look out for. Hawaii at 2, but we're expecting them to drop after a recent loss.
Yeah. Hawaii went down to Loyola Chicago last night in a thrilling match. So this gives the USC Trojans an excellent opportunity to be able to move up with a win tonight.
A win, you got to do that first. Take the ball into your hands and deal with it yourself. Looking at that latter half, we were able to see Ohio State briefly at number 14. That's another program that you got to watch out for. They're coming later in the month at the Galen Center. Let's get into some starting lineups. First, looking at the Spartans, it's an international lineup. I've said that once. You're going to hear me say it a few times. 15 international players from 10 different countries around the world. Jakob Schwartz, you heard me talking about him quite a bit. Right-sided opposite hitter. He'll be out there standing at 6'7". Marcus Frank and Siren Verstegen, they'll be out there as well. Verstegen has the role of the outside hitter. Frank is the one who is the setter for the Spartans roster. You see Tapper, man, he can jump. He has a lot of power behind his swing. And then the rest as well. David Weiss in there, Luis Graff, they make up the middle blockers. Let's head over to USC, a very strong lineup, returning quite a bit of their players. Dylan Klein, opposite hitter, man, he is always strong, a confident player as well. Middle blockers, you got Sterling Foley as well as Wesley Smith. Talked about Wesley Smith making his return. And then Johnny Dykstra, he'll be in the libero spot. Not necessarily on this graphic, but will be out there ready to check in for the first serve right now. Giago Zamprano, your player to watch, the transfer from UCLA. He's out there wearing number 29, as well as Roberts making his first start. Redshirted his freshman year due to injury, but ready to fight on here at the Galen Center. Dylan Klein, though, a confident player, always plays well. Everybody on their feet here at the Galen Center to watch him.
Absolutely. Dylan Klein last year was an AVCA first-team All-American as well as an MPSF first-team All-Conference and the Big Ten Challenge All-Tournament team. He had 338 kills last year, which led the team and was second in the MPSF and 13 in the NCAA. He comes from an athletic family with his grandpa being an SC tight end as well as his dad playing football and volleyball for Stanford. He is certainly a player to watch and an athlete that can really take control of this game if needed to.
Elon Tapper to send things away to start. Blanchette the set to Klein, taps it over and finds the hardwood for the first point of the day.
Yeah, Dylan Klein living it up already. First point of the season for the Trojans. A great ability to just tap it over, to recognize when he needed to tap it over instead of just kill it, and Trojans get their first point.
Zamprano sends it across. A set to the middle, and there you go. Graff responds just like that.
Yeah, I mean, what a play by Graff to be able to respond on the very next serve by the Trojans. Right there on Wesley Smith in his first game back.
Graff ready to serve as well, one of 3 Germans on this roster. Nicks the top of the net, Wesley Smith, and sets it into the hardwood. His first point in 22 months.
Yeah, absolutely. And what an amazing sense of recognition there by Smith. Not deciding to go for the kill and just deciding to go with a tap over.
Roberts, a high toss, top spinning serve. Set to the near antenna. Up goes Verstegen, out of bounds, and a point for the Trojans.
Yeah, good recognition to be able to let that one just go, and the Trojans getting another point there.
Roberts, his second serve. Launches it across, a hard one. Set at the net. Denied by Smith, says no thank you.
Yeah, Smith in that middle is so dangerous. He's what, the 7'1" there? It's going to be very hard to get any balls over him, and he's making a statement in his first game back, and you said it, 22 months.
Tied for the second tallest player in program history. Not going to be easy to get it past him. Roberts and the Trojans, 3-point run. Long bomb of a shot at the net, and a net violation called. USC will get the point on the hit from Verstegen.
I think
instead they give a net violation on USC. So 4-2 early in set one. Frank to send it across. The lefty rides the near antenna. Blanchette sets for Foley, knocks it into hands. Blanchette with a try of his own, and Schwartz has it rejected in front.
Yeah, great play there by Sterling Foley, the sophomore, coming off a great freshman campaign, really, as he was an AVCA All-Honorable Mention, looking to replicate on that success in his sophomore campaign.
5-2 in set one. Foley, his first serve of 2026. Frank sets for Schwartz, has it rejecting. Smith on the rebound, knocks it back.
Yeah, Wesley Smith again with another block. Kind of a welcome back moment there. He is off to a hot start in his Trojan debut for the season.
Foley wearing the 19 jersey across his chest today. Normally wears number 12 though. Hit 279 last year and pulls it a little bit too far, trying for the cross court. It'll be 6-3. USC leads by 3 over the Spartans.
Yeah, one of the things that Coach Nygaard said to us before the game was the service pressure. They're looking to get 1 ace for every 0.5 errors. That was not a great start on that one, but looking to build as the game goes on.
Roberts taps it over. Frank sets for Tapper. Klein keeps it alive right into Schwartz, who nails it into Dykstra. The Spartans have brought it within 2.
Great effort there by Klein, hitting a little pancake there to give the Trojans another chance, but Schwartz able to kind of capitalize on that free ball opportunity and lay it down.
Blanchette finds Klein, and just like that, a little bit of magic from DK.
Yeah, we've talked about Klein, what a special player he is, and we talked about his ability to be able to take over games. More of that, and the Trojans are going to the Trojans are definitely looking for more of that from him.
Second kill of the day early. Late last year, found his 1,000th career kill. Smith lofts one over. Lightly tapped ball over by Weiss as Klein pitter-patting around at the net. Toporov sets up for Tapper, and the combination of Zamprano and Blanchette says no thank you.
Yeah, Zamprano, the UCLA transfer, our player to watch today for the Trojans, stepping in for Parker Tomlinson. Those are some pretty big shoes to fill figuratively and literally. Good start there for Thiago.
8-4 in set number 1. Smith, another loft over. Frank sets for a Tapper. How about that? 2 in a row from Zamprano.
Yeah, wow, what a block there. Again, the middles of for this USC team are just so dangerous. It is virtually impossible to get a ball past these guys. Great start for the middles for the Trojans.
Solo block to his name as Smith tries to find the back line. No dice.
2 service errors early in the game. The Trojans are gonna need to be able to improve on that margin later on.
Averaged just under 4 per set last year. That's the number you got to watch out for. Theirs was a small problem for USC last year. Nothing crazy, though. And speaking of a service error, it happens for the Spartans, and it'll be USC to serve. USC's now doubled up the Spartans early on here. And it's a team that's always been really strong at home, especially last year. Went 11-3 inside the Galen Center. Blanchette, a hard serve, finds the middle of the net. So the teams trade off service errors, and now it'll go back for Schwartz and St. Thomas Aquinas. Last 5 points, in fact, have all been errors. Blanchette finds Roberts, and that's not an error. Finds the middle of the hardwood.
Yeah, great kill there by Roberts. Roberts battled some back problems late last year. Really good get back for the Trojans. When he is healthy and on, he is effective.
Here comes Klein from the back row and puts it into the middle of the net. So service errors were a problem for USC last year. That's just a fact. Klein, in fact, had a handful of his own, 90 on the season, but you see why. He just hits it so hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the pressure that Coach Nygaard talked about. You need to get it beginning it in play to apply the pressure. Blanchette has a long run to set. Foley finds the back corner and paints it.
Yeah, wow. Great precision there by Sterling Foley. Really just to paint that pin right there. I mean, St. Thomas Aquinas didn't even know if it went in or not until the ruling, but great shot there by Foley.
Thiago Zamprano lofts it over. Tapper sets it up. Here comes Schwartz. There goes Schwartz. Finds the back line.
Yeah. Great. That was a great hit there by Schwartz, getting his 5th point of the game for the Aquinas. He is very electric on the jump.
Dykstra will hop in, the defensive specialist. And Luis Graff put a little bit too much topspin on it. Another service error for the Spartans. That's their 6th so far of the day, or instead 5th. The Trojans up by 5, and Roberts puts it into the net. It's kind of a little bit of a dress rehearsal for everyone. Their first game back after an off season, so still trying to get things together, and serving's a part of that. That's especially later on in the season. You won't see this necessarily as much.
Yeah, I was just about to point out the shaking off of the rust here. 5 service errors for the Trojans, equal 5 for the Spartans.
Foley lines it up and puts it down.
Yeah, Foley's hits are just so powerful. The sophomore from Newport Beach, when he is on, he can really bring it, you know, trying to replicate that fantastic freshman campaign. Good start for him so far with 2 kills.
Gets his first kill, or second kill, you're right, of the night. Hit just about 280 last year. Hard serve, dug up though by Aquinas, as Klein's found jumping at the net and blocks it just out of bounds. Good job Verstegen on that far antenna to get the kill. So St. Thomas Aquinas won't go away. It's still within 4. Verstegen launches it over. Blanchette sets for Klein. A joust at the net is won by USC. So Schwartz and Klein at the net, and Klein made the right decision. So USC leads by 5 points in set number 1, 15-10, as we take a break here on Big Ten Plus. And our USC leads by 5 as we take a little bit of a look at the coaches in this matchup. Tiago Lopez in his 3rd year as a coach for the Spartans. In his past 2, it's gone according to plan. They captured back-to-back ECC regular season and tournament championships. And, well, he's been a really good coach for them at building this program well. And a quick look at Coach Jeff Nygaard just right in front of us. Just got an extension on his contract from the AD Jen Cohen. He will be extended through the 2028 season. To return back to action, free ball across, and a net violation in front. Should they say carry? And so it'll be USC's points. Smith back to serve once again. 2 kills on 2 attempts today. 2 solo blocks next to his name as well. First match back in 22 months. Set in front for Weiss, no dice, but they get a second chance. Schwartz has it deflected in front. Blanchette, quick set for Zamprogno, and he puts it home.
Yeah, Zamprogno really making the most of his USC debut. Adding to that stat total, he has 2 kills now on the day and a block.
Not to say he hasn't played in Galen Center before. He did, though, but as a Bruin.
As a Bruin.
Service goes across and barely misses the back line. It'll be a point for the Spartans. The 6th service error from the Trojans today.
Yeah, Trojans, again, emphasizing the ability to, win the pass and serve battle. Today, they have 6 service errors in comparison to St. Thomas Aquinas 2. However, they still have the lead, but this could come back to bite them if they don't, work on it.
O'Hara sends a knuckler across, barely misses the cross-court serve. There'll be another service error for the Spartans. The setter, Caleb Blanchette, back to serve, the junior AVCA All-American honorable mention last year. Led the NCAA, though, in assists per set. As they say, no hands were hit, so it'll be a point for USC. So USC on a little bit of a run. The 2 teams were bouncing back and forth, and now finally USC has gotten 4 of the past 5. What a dig from Dykstra. Blanchette just has to toss it over, but went across the wrong side of the antenna. So close on that. What a play from Dykstra. Just ate the spike. Blanchette went for a long run, but just barely missed it.
Yeah, high effort play, just a little bit unlucky in the direction, couldn't sneak it past the right side of the antenna, but doesn't take away from the effort from both Blanchette and Dykstra initially to dig that ball.
Schwartz sends a low serve. Dykstra another dig. Set for Zamprano, and he's found his 3rd kill of the night. Dykstra having a field day, this sophomore who has really just been so strong. Everyone was looking at him as a freshman last year saying, man, this guy can be really good. And early on this season, in match number 1, he's showing out.
Yeah, once again, Dykstra led the MPSF in digs last year with 2.24 digs per set. He is looking to replicate on that success, but a great start there.
A strike from the Spartans barely finds the cross court. It was Marcus Frank able to get the line. Lon Tapper, the first full rotation through, and a net violation. So they've now had a handful of service errors, up to 4 on the night. Ryan Sprague back to serve for the Trojans. Played at Loyola High School in the Mission League, not too far from here at the Galen Center. The set from the back row for Schwartz, easily picked out of the ground by Blanchette. Long set from Klein, puts it on a platter for Sprague on the far antenna.
Yeah, great finish there by Noah Roberts to get his 2nd kill of the game.
Sprague with the service and finds the foot on the back line of Schwartz. Tapper dipped, ducked, and dived away from it, but Schwartz was caught in the crossfire. USC close to finishing out set number 1. Sprague taps the top of the net. Joust up front, won by USC. Foley with this strike. Schwartz picks it clean. Klein, another dig. Sprague for Foley. Blanchette Klein thinks, instead finds Robert, taps it over. Great job to Dorov to keep it alive. Long rally here. Sprague, Blanchette for Foley. And doesn't get it across. That's a big point for St. Thomas Aquinas. Those long rallies typically lead to a lot of momentum. If they hadn't gotten that and it ended up being set point, would have been in a lot of trouble. 23-14, set number 1 at the Galen Center. USC looking to start off with a win in their season for the 3rd year in a row. St. Thomas Aquinas just trying to find a win in general right now. 0-1 on the season after the loss last night in sweep fashion to Pepperdine. Blanchette, Foley. Good job, Tapper, keeping it alive. A good strike from Verstegen. A little bit of accuracy, just finds the base of the CNSC in the middle of the court.
Yeah, great play there by Verstegen, the senior, being able to recognize when to kind of just tap it over and find the open part of the court, giving St. Thomas a crucial point there to make it 15-23 in favor of the Trojans.
Gustavo Reinhardt with the service and the kill from Foley. Makes it set point early on in Galen Center. 9-point difference between the Trojans and the Spartans.
Foley getting his 3rd kill in 7 attempts there to put it into set point.
Eamon Rigdon back to serve. High lofter, left-hander swings with topspin. Frank decides to go up himself.
Yeah, St. Thomas Aquinas not backing down here in the face of the set point, striking back, making it 16-24. A great finish there, and St. Thomas Aquinas back to serve.
Transfer from Central State University. The setter will send it across with the left hand, and there's the first set to USC. And they win it by 9. 25-16, USC takes set number 1 over St. Thomas Aquinas here on Big Ten Plus. We'll be back here for set number 2 at the Galen Center when we return. Just not enough heat on the service. As we look at some of the returning players for USC, man, it's a lot of them, and it was a lot of really great players last year for USC, Alex.
Absolutely. It's, of course, headlined by Dylan Klein, the senior, the team captain. He had 338 kills last year, which was 2nd in the MPSF and 13th nationally. Now tossing it into Parker Tompkinson, the sophomore 7-footer. He was an AVCA 2nd team All-American and a 2nd team All-Conference in the MPSF. He is very, very clutch and a very important player for the Trojans. Caleb Blanchette, the setter, he has been very effective in his time as a Trojan, earning AVCA honorable mention as well as MPSF All-Conference honorable mention. Sterling Foley, the sophomore, we've called his name a few times tonight. He had an incredible freshman season, earning AVCA honorable mention and MPSF all freshman team and ranked 11th in the MPSF in hitting percentage, as well as libero Johnny Dykstra, another key part of that crucial freshman class that came in last year that's really looking to step up this year as sophomores and really become leaders on this team.
And we had talked to Coach Nygaard about leaders on this team, and he said it pretty simply. He said a leader on this team, he wants them all to be leaders. He wants them all to be people who say what's up when things are going right. They say what's going good, but more importantly, they say what's up when things are not going their way, when things are going, well, poorly. And things at the end of the season for USC didn't necessarily go their way. They had lost, pretty sure it was 5 out of the last 7 matches of the year, which is not how you want to end a season, just frankly is that. But set number 2 gets underway at the Galen Center. Foley with the overhand topspin. Frank back set for Schwartz, misses wildly.
Yeah, Schwartz just not able to control that hit. He comes in with so much power, but sometimes when you come in with that much power, you just lose control a little bit, and that is exactly what happened there on that attempt, giving the Trojans the first point of set number 2.
It's his second error on 8 attempts. As Verstegen gives it a swing, Blanchette tries to knock it over and can't get it across the net, gets rejected by the tie line.
Yeah, you can definitely see the frustration in his eyes. He really wants that one back, so he just can't get it over the net. Knew he could have done it, but just didn't go his way on that go-around.
Frank, the lefty, sends it across. Dykstra tries to find Smith. First time he's been rejected today. From the back row, Foley, and blasts it off of the hands of Todorov.
Foley getting his 4th kill of the night. What a great start to his sophomore campaign, giving the Trojans a 2-1 lead here in set number 2.
Smith, lofter across, rides the line, but no dice. All tied up at 2 at the Galen Center. USC, their 7th service error of the night.
Yeah, again, Coach Nygaard said one of his key points of emphasis was serving pressure. The Trojans have looked a little rough in that regard, but have made up with it with some offense of their own, but really need to get and fix that as the games go on.
Zambrano with the cannon puts USC back up by 1. Leading this match as a whole, 1-0. Blanchette back to serve. APSF All-Conference honorable mention last year. Frank. One more time, Zambrano gets it again. Last year at UCLA, played in 7 matches, only with 1 start. It's a name you're going to hear a lot here, though, at USC.
Absolutely. Zambrano filling in for the injury to Parker Tompkinson and doing a great job of it tonight. 4 kills and 2 blocks, and we're only in the 2nd set. Andrew?
Blanchette sends across, and Weiss gets a kill. Barely hits the top of his fingertips, but goes either way.
St. Thomas Aquinas looking really scrappy today, able to get that 3rd point. They're keeping games really close, or the 2 sets have been pretty close. They're getting a lot of points on their service errors.
Weiss sends it across. Blanchette for Foley in the back row. But a little bit too much on this set from Blanchette, so it'll be a point for the Spartans.
Yeah.
All tied up at 4. Spartans have won the last 2 points. Weiss for serve number 3. Dykstra digs it up. Here comes Roberts, knocks it off the bottom part of the leg of Verstegen.
Roberts with his 3rd kill of the night. He is looking healthy. Again, Andrew, we've talked about it. He missed the end of last season with a back injury. The back looks healthy and ready to go thus far.
USC gets another one. Klein will head back to serve.
Key ace there for the Trojans.
Here comes Klein. Another hammer, but doesn't get the back line that time. Talked about aces. Klein had 18 last year. It's his first of the season just shortly ago. Schwartz. Klein with the dig. And Zambrano once more.
Zambrano with his 5th kill of the night, but also Dylan Klein with a great dig to set that up. A little bit out of system, a little bit of a free ball there, but great finish by Zambrano.
Here goes, now it's his service. Tapper finds Frank. Schwartz from the back row, but doesn't get it. Trojans a little bit of a run now, up by 3 points.
Schwartz just a little bit too much power on that one. Boy, he definitely wants that one back.
Frank sets close. Graff is rejected.
We've said it once, and we're going to say it a lot more. It is hard to get that ball over Wesley Smith. He notches his second block of the night.
One of those guys that USC missed all of last year. Just huge. But there goes Tapper. Sends a missile off of hands, wins the chess match, and a point for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Yeah, Roberts just could not get his hands on that one. Tapper, he can jump out of the gym, and he showed that on that kill.
Tapper launches it high. Smith is rejected. Free ball across for USC. Dykstra back set. Roberts sends a missile to the back row.
Great job by the USC defense to get in position on that free ball, and by Noah Roberts to finish it off, getting his 4th kill of the young season.
USC won 6 of the past 8 points, starting to get on a run, up by 4. Tapper. Frank sets cross court. Rejected at the net front. Smith. Blanchette. Klein from the back row, blasted into the floor.
Man, how dangerous is Dylan Klein from the back row? I mean, he just gets so much power on that hit and directs it right to where Schwartz was, and he just couldn't get to it. Great play by Klein to get another kill for him, his 4th.
I was just a little bit outside, but we were talking about Klein. I mean, you even see it coming, right? You see Blanchette ready to back set and Klein coming from the back row. There's just not a lot you can do about it.
Absolutely. If it comes and it hits you, you just got to get your hands out and try to make a play, but that ball comes with so much force.
Blanchette.
Hard to do sometimes.
For Roberts, against the net though, never got across. So St. Thomas Aquinas suddenly wins 2 points in a row. They're back within 3. USC leads 1-0 overall, though. On that first set by 9 points, 25-16. Graff can't get the back line, sends it a little bit too far. Another service error marked on the Spartans. It's their 6th of the day so far.
Spartans still in control of the serve-pass battle. Trojans really looking to pull ahead and try to work on that key that Nygaard gave to them before the game.
Verstegen just taps it across. Smith doesn't know what to do with it and doesn't control it well enough. Another point for the Spartans, a 3-point run now.
Great use of kind of misdirection there. You see Smith kind of went up to go block it, but the ball didn't come, and a great kind of misdirection to be able to tap it over just as he was coming down. Smith could not do anything with that.
Smith that time, though, hammers it. Tapper with a good dig. And it'll be a reset for USC. Klein this time makes no mistake of it. Turns out the lights in the middle of the floor.
Yeah, USC doing an excellent job, able to capitalize off that free ball. And then Klein, we've said it once again, his kills are just so powerful. You just got to try to get in front of it. Sometimes you can't. It just comes so fast.
You look at elite outside hitters. You're looking in that 270, 300-ish range. Last year he was hitting at 335. As Verstegen hits the hands in front of the net, but still, even though the ball was slowed down, finds the point. A lot of fun chants from the Spartans squad. You got to remember, it's a lot of international players. As Zamprano one more time at the front of the net, wipes it off of hands, and a point for USC.
Kyron Verstegen last night had 8 kills in the match against Pepperdine. He's already up to 4 tonight.
Manchette with the serve. Long run Verstegen, but keeps it in. Roberts gets rejected. Ball stays alive, though, for USC. One more time with Roberts. Pulls it off the block. Good job, though, by Todorov keeping it alive. Back row, there goes Verstegen. Oh, yeah, gets the bench riled up.
Yeah, Kyron Verstegen there off the back row, being able to find open court just beyond Dykstra's reach, getting his 5th kill of the night, coming close on his record from last night.
David Weiss misses the back line, but he's someone you really got to watch out for service-wise, as he had 2 aces last night. As we hit the 15-point mark, USC leads by 4 over the Spartans. One more time, look at the kill from Roberts. He'll be doing it all night and all season long for USC. Alex Bedkin on the call courtside. Alex, USC has looked strong so far, but the Spartans, they're hanging in.
Absolutely, and I think it has a lot to do with the serve-pass battle. The Trojans have 19 service errors on the night. That is not a recipe for success, but the Trojans are forcing a lot of free balls and being able to capitalize off of those. So kind of a mixed bag of good and bad there in the service pass battle.
As you were talking, they found number 20 as well. As Zamprano finds another one into the floor, USC back to their 4-point lead here in set number 2. Zamprano continues the hot hand. He's up to 7 kills tonight on 7 swings. It's back to send the service once more. Sends a floater across. Frank the set. Tapper jumps up, joust at the net. Frank left-hander, denied Blanchette. Klein, sky-high set. Frank sets close. Smith just tossed it up. Foley can't get it across. Rejected by the net. Another marathon point goes to the Spartans.
Yeah, absolutely. Great shot by Schwartz there, kind of forcing the ball out of system, and Foley just could not get it over the net there. The Spartans really hanging around. 13-16 here in set 2. Do not want to go down 2 sets to nothing.
As Tapper tries to send the service across, can't get it. Another service error on the Spartans, up to 9 now on the night. Roberts gets ready to go, launches it high and sends it across. Frank, trickery, but USC was ready. Set for Roberts, goes for the back line and paints it. Trojans up by 5 in set number 2. Roberts a deep breath. And turns one loose. It's a good one. Frank has a long run to grow. And it lands on the outside. Roberts an ace for USC. The second ace of the day. They're now on a 3-0 scoring run.
Key service ace there. And St Thomas Aquinas going to have to call a timeout as they can feel momentum swinging in the favor of the Trojans. Like Andrew just said, on a 3-0 run right now.
And you're right, as we take a look at the last play, it was really just a great serve off of the start from Noah Roberts. 7 service aces last year. Able to see just how much topspin he really generates. As soon as it gets across, and just too long of a run from Frank, the setter, not really much to do. St. Thomas Aquinas trying to get back into it, down by 6 points here in set number 2. USC has been pretty strong in the last little bit. It's been a story of runs, especially that first set. USC found 2 3-point runs during that stretch. St. Thomas Aquinas able to get a point here and there, but now down by 6, and USC, all they need is 6 points to end set number 2. USC has been quite strong though, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. A key for the Trojans has been feeding the middle. They have done it, and done it with both Tiago Zamprano and Wesley Smith, and that has really propelled them in both set 1 and 2.
Quickly talk about Big Ten. Plus, it gives you more access to more live games. Your subscription includes exclusive access to Big Ten Network's library of classic games, award-winning original programming, and specially curated digital channels that highlight your favorite Big Ten school 24/7. Explore all Big Ten Plus has to offer on the app or at big10plus.com. It's always game on. So 19-13, set number 2. Noah Roberts back to serve just shortly after he knotted up his first service ace of the year. The crew for USC, you're going to hear a lot about Blanchette, Dykstra, Wesley Smith, Foley, Klein, and Roberts to serve. Big right hand pins it deep. Frank sets for Verstegen, taps it over the block of Blanchette.
Verstegen getting his 7th kill of the night, approaching that Pepperdine score from yesterday in just 2 sets, really kind of keeping the Spartans alive here, giving them momentum when they need it.
Grath, a great serve. Blanchette has a long run, a hit from way outside from Roberts. Verstegen, cross court, the cut, didn't get it. USC, first 1 to 20 in set number 2.
Trojans with a lot of momentum here. A great service run there for Noah Roberts, the senior from Seal Beach, California.
Story continues to be the fact the Spartans hitting at 087. Foley with a good serve. Free ball for USC. Set for Klein, and he detonates.
Klein with his 6th kill of the night. Really explosive there from the outside, and just able to find open court over Verstegen.
Foley back once more. ABCA All-American honorable mention last year. And an ace. There you go, Sterling Foley. Led the team last year in service aces at 23. He gets one right there. And a timeout called.
A much needed service ace there. We can talk more and more about service errors and the service pressure. Sterling Foley kind of cuts that deficit, getting them back into that margin that Coach Nygaard wanted. Once again, that was 1 ace for every 0.5 errors.
Yeah, and he had talked about it on how they had done really well last year just in general, but the one thing that he did want was to clean up the service, as you see Foley just a great strike off of the serve. The 4th service ace of the day for USC. On the other side, Thiago Lopez and his squad don't have any just yet, but at the same time, USC 10 service errors compared to the Spartans 8. You'll see that a little bit more. Teams that are aggressive off the serve will end up having more service errors. That's just the price to pay. USC on another 3-0 scoring run, 22-14. They're up by 8 points, only 3 to go to take the second set.
Yeah, going back to the service, USC puts a lot of emphasis on keeping it hard and in. They're definitely keeping it hard, just a little bit of struggle to find the accuracy, kind of shaking the rust off here in game 1.
So Foley back to serve once again. Sitting on a 3-0 scoring run for USC. The team in general hitting .463. That number has yet to dwindle. Up by 8 points in set 2. They lead 1-0. Foley, the hard strike. Another one that goes across right up to Klein in the breadbasket.
Yeah, Klein capitalizing off of that free ball. Just says, yeah, I'm going to go get it. And finds open court there. Foley with another keeping his service run going, his 3rd serve here.
Here's another one. It's another one with topspin as well. Frank, a hit from Weiss. Blanchette knocks it with the back of his hand. Set course for Klein. Schwartz can't handle it. It bats toward the back of the gymnasium. Trojans only a point away. It's set point here at the Galen Center in set number 2.
Yeah, great recovery on that out-of-system ball, and Klein just getting it past Jacob Schwartz off of his left arm.
Foley just misses the back right line. Tried the corner and missed. So the serving run ends as USC went on a 5-point start. And the Spartans gonna have a lot to answer. Starts with the Frank. Dykstra, Blanchette, Klein, and gets set number 2 for USC.
Yeah, Klein with just so much power, able to kind of, it hits the hands of the Spartans there, but it just keeps going. The power is so strong, and Trojans getting set number 2 on Dylan Klein's 8th kill of the game.
So Klein continues to stay strong. USC does as well. We'll have the sweep. St Thomas Aquinas on the other side looking to not get swept for the second day in a row. Lost in a sweep last night 3-0 against Pepperdine Wave. Their bench cheers them on as Frank sends it over to start and misses the back line. So a service error, not the way you would want to draw up the first point of the third set. Zamprano, the UCLA transfer. Didn't play as a freshman over as a Bruin. Sophomore year, limited sets. The hit and the kill from Verstegen. Pulls off of the arm of Noah Roberts.
Yeah, you just see that hit from Verstegen. Gets it right past the towers of Wes Smith and Dylan Klein and right off of the left arm of Noah Roberts. Able to knot it up 1-1 for the Spartans.
Set for Valenka, can't get it to go. Roberts sends it across. Todorov keeps it alive. Blanchette finds Foley from the back row. Blanchette holds it for a little bit too long.
The Spartans getting the lead here early in set number 3, looking to kind of capitalize on some momentum here with Verstegen back to serve.
Blanchette finds his brother in Klein and knocks it home. The Brothers of Destruction keep on going. It's a combo that you'll hear a lot this year. You heard it a lot last year. They're going to keep on rolling all year.
Klein getting his 10th kill of the game.
Todorov as Reinert rises and knocks it down.
Yeah, wow, really great hit there by Reinert. Coming in with a lot of power and then able to find open court. Dykstra did not have a shot of getting that one, and the Spartans up 3-2 here early in set number 3.
Their first lead so far today. Klein sets to the far side for Roberts, sends a missile into the hands of Verstegen, which launches into the first row. All knotted up at 3. You talk about Reinert as well, the Brazilian, one of 10 freshmen on this Spartans roster. So you have a little bit of just not a lot of continuity, I should say. A lot of freshmen, a lot of international players as well. Klein hits the top of the net, and a free ball for Wesley Smith.
Smith in his first game back, really getting off to a good start. That's his 3rd kill of the night, but he is such an asset to have there in the middle, and the Trojans are certainly happy to have him back and healthy.
Frank, and he gives it off for Valenka. Tools it off of the block, and we're tied at 4. Quads between these two teams, Spartans and then the Trojans, a little bit of mythology in at the Galen Center. USC leading 2 sets to none. Valenka A high toss and a long serve.
That one way out there by Valenka, getting their 10th service error of the night. Trojans sitting at 11.
Smith back to serve. Tied for the second tallest player in program history. Lofts a knuckleball across. Frank gives off for Reiner and misses on the close antenna.
Reiner thought he had that one, but he just grazed the antenna, and the Trojans are going to get the advantage there with Smith on his second serve in his service run.
Spins the ball in his hands. Here he goes. Puts it dead in the middle. Reiner. Frank. It's across Valenka and doesn't get it.
And you've seen the Trojans kind of move away from the long and hard method and just trying to get the ball over the net and force their opponent to make mistakes. Smith has done that, and he's on his third serve in his service run, and the Trojans extending their lead 7-4 here in set number 3.
Kahale Kleene comes in for the first time wearing the Cardinal and gold. Out comes Sterling Foley. Way outside for Klein, just has to send a free ball across. Todorov, and Frank tries to go over in 2, and it doesn't work. USC, just like that, doubles up the Spartans 8-4 in set number 3.
Yeah, you talked about Kahale Kleene making his first appearance in the Cardinal Gold. Another transfer from UCLA, played in a few more matches than Thiago last year for the Bruins, getting 14 service aces there. Certainly brought in to kind of help with the service pressure aspect of the game.
Reiner misses one more time on the close line, and you're totally right. He's brought in as a service sub. Tallied 14 aces and aces in 12 different matches throughout the season. In high school, had 57 aces as a senior in 2023. I said that right, 57. Wow. Frank. And Verstegen just lofts it across. Miscommunication for the Trojans. Everyone watches and stares as it falls in the middle of the court.
Yeah, a big thing that Coach Nygaard told us before the game was communication. He expects that amongst all of his players. Not that time, Trojans did not communicate, but certainly looking to improve on that here on this next point.
Kleene goes up and doesn't get it past the net. Spartans working their way back into it. 9-6, Trojans still up by 3 in set number 3. Reiner back to serve one more time, Brazilian. One of 3 on this roster. A hit from Zamprano. Kept alive by the Spartans, but Wesley Smith knocks it home.
Yeah, wow, great block there by the middle duo. Zamprano and I believe Noah Roberts in on that one. And the Trojans extending the lead. Roberts back there to serve.
That was Roberts kill instead. He's at 6 on the night and sends the service across. Klein, free ball, tries to pin it to the back line. Roberts keeps it alive. Finds Zamprano, who gets it across. Verstegen can't keep it up, and it falls to the floor. USC up by 5 points.
Thiago Zamprano, the UCLA transfer, really making a mark in his first appearance in the Cardinal and Gold. Andrew, you said it last year. He's played in Galen before, just wearing the blue and gold.
Talk about a rivalry, that's certainly one that every single person watched, no matter what the sport is. As Roberts can't get the back line, another service error for USC. They're up to 12. 7-11 here in Galen Center. USC leads by 4 over the Spartans. Set number 3. Klein with the reception. Klein from the back row and blasts it home.
Klein just so explosive from the back row. Able to find open court and just drill it with all of his power there. Trojans getting a little bit more of an advantage here, 12-7 in the third set. Trojans once again lead 2-0.
Cleany back to serve. This is where he thrives. Top spin kept alive. Frank set to the near antenna and won't go on the close side from Verstegen. Talk about Klein though, 11 kills in this match on 15 swings, hitting at 73% as of right now. Last year in 20 matches with double-digit kills. In the first match this year, he's got one. Cleany. Ends across, great drop to Gorev to keep it alive, but launches it up for Klein. How about number 12?
Wow. Great finish by Klein, but great serve by Cleany. I mean, that sounded like a shotgun here out of there. I mean, wow. And Klein, with great awareness to recognize the defense needing to get back into position, he makes him pay for it.
Talk about service pressure. That's it. This is what they brought him in for. Cleany. Another hammer. How about the ace?
Cleany knocking his first service ace in the Cardinal and gold. Really helping that service pressure aspect that we have talked about so many times before. But wow, great start for Kahale Cleany.
Great start indeed as USC go on a 4-0 scoring run as we reach halfway point in set number 3. USC leads by 8. Set number 3. Action to return on Big Ten Plus. 15-7 in set number 3. USC on a 4-0 scoring run. Spartans aren't out of the woods just yet. Kahale Cleany gets his second ace in a row.
Yeah. He has really kind of flipped the tides of the service pressure aspect here in set number 3. It was a little bit close. It was 7-11 before Kahale came in. Now on his service run, the Trojans have extended their lead 16-7 here in set 3.
A little bit of a smile on his face as throws it in between his legs a few times. Tosses it to Brad Pan on the side. All smiles for USC right now, looking for their first win in 2026. Dylan Klein will check out for this match coming in. Cale Cochran. 16-7. Here comes Cleany once more. Barely taps the top of the net. Spartans do get it across this time. Cleany with a good dig. Sad for Cochran on the backside. Kept alive by the Spartans. Right into the hands of Zambrano. And tools it off the block. USC up by 10 points over the Spartans.
Zambrano with his 9th kill of the day. Great debut for him in the Cardinal and gold. Cleany back to serve once again.
Cleany, a missile. Just misses. Man, that thing came across the court in a hurry. Everyone whips their head across, including the Spartans who just had to watch.
Yeah, wow, that came across with some power. Tried to paint that back right corner. Just missed.
Frank to bring it across. Blanchette to Cale as it blocked. Set to the close side. Verstegen with 2 hands. No thank you. It's a point for USC. That is so called immediately as USC's bench jumps up. Dykstra immediately comes out. The libero as Wesley Smith walks in, and in comes Tyler Robinson. Smith likely done for today. As USC back up by 10, his first time playing in 22 months as a Trojan at the Galen Center. Tough reception, does go across. No, it does not. Kemokai can't get it.
Yeah, you talk about the entrance of Tyler Robinson. Fun fact, he was a basketball player until his junior year of high school, then decided to make the switch to volleyball, and here he is in his sophomore year for the Trojans.
Frank for Valenka, keeps it up, does USC. Roberts with a missile and launches it into the bleachers. Another great kill by Roberts. He's up to 7 on the night, and USC hit 20 in the third set.
Yeah, Roberts just with so much power. Once again, we've talked about his health struggles at the end of last year. Does not seem to be a problem here today.
Another service error for USC, number 14. As Zamprano can't get it across. Verstegen, the Netherlands native, launches it away. Blanchette puts it on a platter, and there goes Tyler Robinson.
Yeah, really showing off that athleticism there and finding open court. And the Trojans taking a 21-9 lead here in set 3. Went from very competitive to not so competitive real quick.
What it was really was the Spartans were hitting above about 100, and then all of a sudden they've dropped down to .016. Kemokai rises up and blasts it into the hardwood. All of the Spartans launching off of their bench. A smile from Tiago Lopez. Look at this, Alex.
Wow, what great explosiveness there from Kemokai. I mean, and being able to find the open court there. Wow, great momentum shift.
Dykstra snuffs it out. Then near side, and the wall's put up by USC, but just out of play.
Yeah, great wall there by Robinson and Cochran. Two young players for this Trojans team could not get it to fall in their favor.
Good kill from Reiner. Sprague sets for Roberts. One more time. Reiner finds the hands once more. Reinert's got 2 points now in a row and a little bit of a run from the Spartans. Their bench getting excited. Kemokai back to serve once more. 3-0 scoring run for St. Thomas Aquinas. Dykstra pulls it up, and a good kill from Kale.
And that is going to be his first point as a Trojan there for the freshman, Kale Cochran. Great finish there in the Trojans, killing that Spartan momentum to go up 10 here in set 3, inching towards match point.
Cochran will send it across and misses outside right.
Yeah, he wanted that one back bad. You could see it on his face after that, but all smiles after his first career point as a Trojan.
He smiles and claps at the back line, knows he got his first point, was looking for an ace as well, couldn't find it. Valenka to send it across with topspin. Sprague, backside set for Roberts. Great job by Valenka to keep it alive. Joust at the net, chess match won by the Spartans. Valenka one more time and finds the back row. Gale couldn't pull it up.
Valenka really great hit there to get it around the block of Robinson and Roberts, and Cochran just could not get his hands under it. And yeah.
Valenka, the Portuguese native, launches it too long, or I should say Portugal native. You look at the St. Thomas Aquinas team, 15 international players representing 9 different countries. The United States would be number 10 for this roster. 23-14, UNC 2 points away from sending the fans home happy with a sweep. Robinson to send it across the sophomore. Reiner meets a wall in front.
Yeah, that was Thiago Zamprano, I think, getting his hands on that one, but great wall by the Trojans. Just so tough to defend. And the Trojans 1 point away from closing tonight out in a sweep.
It's going to be Tyler Robinson back to serve on match point. Trojan fans stand on their feet. Dwarov picks it up. Swing goes off of the hands of Zamprano. Spartans go over in 2, and it works out. Robinson will come out. In comes the libero and Dykstra. Trojan fans still on their feet inside Galen Center, looking for win number 1 in 2026. Reinhardt across. Sprague. Up goes Cleany. Airspace was close, but it went too far right. 25-15, USC wins set 3 and takes the match. 1-0 are the number 5 USC Trojans. USC, a 3-0 sweep. Let's head to our moment of the game here at the Galen Center. This match was fun in all sorts of fashion, but how about Dylan Klein? His 12th kill of the night, rises, fires, and blasts it through the hardwood.
Yeah, Klein tonight really showing why he was one of the best players in the country. But what a great first game for the Trojans as they take this one 3-0.
What a match for USC all around. There's some players on both sides that we can take a look at where, well, it was our players to watch. Tiago Zamprano, who hit at 900. That's very, very impressive. Was able to get to the double-digit margin. Jakob Schwartz, on the other hand, didn't necessarily have his night. 9 attacks, 2 kills, was hitting in the negatives, and that was 3 errors on his part. Take a look at some of the team stats between the number 5 USC Trojans and the St. Thomas Aquinas Spartans. Both teams even on attacks, or just about. It was the errors, and then obviously you look at the hit percentage, Alex. That's really what led to USC getting the sweep.
Yeah, definitely the story of the game being the hit percentage. USC hitting just below 500. St. Thomas Aquinas hitting below